here to start streaming. Oh, I'll have to do up there now. Okay, now we're going live. Wait a second. Going. You're live. You're live now.
Hey, we're live now. Hi, you guys.
Jeez.
We're going to be doing an acrylic painting today and have a lot of fun. There'll be some giveaways. Wait till you see what's on the agenda for that. We're going to try to show you something new in acrylic painting you haven't thought about before, or maybe you thought about it, didn't quite know how to, make it happen. We want to tell you that there'll be a lot of fun in the live chats, but because of the nature of our show, we ask that people keep the comments less to political stuff and more just toward painting and questions about that. If you've got a question about acrylic painting or something to do with painting, well, you can put it in big cap letters. Because sometimes if we get a big group, that speeds back pretty fast and we don't see it. So, and who's in charge of that is our awesome moderators and John Little. John Little is my significant other. He's the guy that will be running all the cameras and talking back and forth. That's how we do things. But, bear with us because we'll get this painting finished, which is way cool. Wait till you see what we're doing. And also our moderators. Who's here today, John?
Today we have Luann, Judy, and Steffi. I think will pop in once in a while if she can.
All right. So hi, Luann, Judy, and Steffi. You want to? Sometimes Becky is able to join our live shows, but we want to wish well to her husband, Jerry, and she may be.
And also Steffi's husband.
And Steffi's husband. So they're popping in and out. It's rough getting older, you guys.
I'm glad I'm not getting older.
I'm glad we're not getting older. Yeah. It's just stuff happens. So. To tell you what we're going to do today, if you are familiar with our Academy of Fine Art Acrylic Painting, one of the things we've offered every month for almost for the last year is we've had what we call a photo challenge, and we just didn't matter if you're just a basic supporter and above, you can paint it and just send it in. We don't do any critiques on those at all. We don't critique them or do personal art coaching on them. We just tell you that. If you've done the challenge, then we send you a certificate. It's really cool. You get a certificate of accomplishment. And John's sent out hundreds of certificates over the last year. Have you not, John?
I have.
Yeah. So today I thought it might be fun to just paint last April's challenge. John, if you'll be down on the...
I'll be down.
I just scooted. It was a window with some different flowers and shutters, okay?
And it was interesting. A couple of people, they cropped it. They really cropped it tight, which is interesting.
Yeah, we'll show you what some of the people have done. I'm going to do this on a 9x12 canvas board because I'm going to show you, the reason I'm doing that is I want to talk to you about how to use extra heavy gels and how they can really enhance a painting. And I can't really do that on a 6x8 canvas sheet because they'll just kind of wrinkle it.
Kind of. No, we've done it before. It does wrinkle it.
So that's why we're doing it. But someone will actually win this painting, which is extraordinary value.
I'm telling you.
We normally would save this for our auction. So this is the prize of the night here, you guys. You want to make sure you're entered in to win that. Of course. So what we have here, as you can see, is we've got these shutters and the flowers and so forth. And I'm going to show you what some of our people did that sent in some pictures. Here's a few of the ones that people sent in. Teresa P., she sent in the shutters, and she did some bright yellow flowers, and then she did the pink flowers with the blue. So she changed it to bright yellow. And let's talk about whether that was a good idea or not. Every painting needs what we call a focal point, And so, for instance, if you had the bright yellow flowers, some would not be as bright as they would be. You want some a little bigger and some where the eye could focus. So I would have toned back some of those gold flowers a little bit and made a few of these bigger. Could have even added a bird or something maybe right here. That bird could have been a focal point sitting on a branch. That might be cute. Marilyn M., she did pretty much the photo, but you see how small her flowers are kind of small, and there's none that are standing out, and and your eye goes first to the lightest light and the darkest dark. So if you kind of squint your eyes like this, right? Squint your eyes going to go whoop, right up there where it's dark. So as an artist, just because you have a reference photo doesn't mean you paint it like that, okay? That's something to keep in mind. We had Wanda, and she made she adjusted the, she put a few bricks up here above. She gave it, she toned down these white flowers. She made the pink flowers more of the focal point. The ones at the bottom were larger. And she sort of kind of faded out the shutters. And I think that was a very successful, image of how painting to me. That was very successful. Lots of different ways to do this, you know. If we were all looking at a traffic accident and there was 10 of us and the police and all stand inside the road and the police would interview us, probably would all see it slightly differently. That's okay. As an artist, you're just showing us your vision of the world, which is sort of fun, right? And then we have Shirley D, and she, again, toned back the white flowers, but it got a little busy with all the little pink ones, okay?
They're all pretty much the same size.
They're all pretty much the same, and everything's pretty dark, okay? So that, but it's fun to see what people have done. Now we've got Charbonnie G, and then her little pink flowers are very tiny, and you've got the same issue with the white flowers up here. She did a couple bricks, but you know, everything just sort of. Do you see how she's got a straight line with the green? And there isn't a straight line here with the green. Do you see that? There's a shadow here. And so you have to take into account where the light's coming from. Then we had Denise C, and she kind of cropped it, which was sort of fun.
No, that's on a coaster.
And it's on a coaster, and I think it's adorable. I probably would have, everything is fighting for attention. The shutters, this flower and these flowers, they're going, me, no, look at me, no, look at me. So as an artist, one of the ways you control that is you tone things down, brighten stuff up so that you have a focal point. And it's never in the middle. Okay?
Well, that's why you put your glass down on it.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's very nice. But it was clever to put it on a coaster. Those are good things to paint. I've seen that. And then Tent, BHB, she just did a real close up. She focused on this, and it's a very nice interpretation of this this shutter. She told us something we hadn't thought about. She kind of made up some different kind of flowers. And you've got all this sort of distressed wood, and I like that very much. So those are all different ways you could paint something, and that's fine. So what we're going to do is we've got this 9x12 canvas, and just to make this simple, because we don't have all night to sit here and paint this, we're going to just take a little bit of transfer paper, like so, and let me just double check it and make sure it's transferring. Yeah, there it is. All right, so now I'm going to just take some tape, and we'll just we'll trace this on real quick, and then I'm going to show you some fun ways to paint this. If you're, you know, people always say, well, how do you know about painting design? One of the things we do that you'll see me do in so many of our painting tutorials in the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting, I'll just start painting it. In the middle, I'll go, nope, that doesn't work, and change something. You learn more about painting design, you can believe, in the Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting. And I tell you what, if you haven't become a member, it is the place to be, and the place, I can't say enough nice things about our Academy. Well, it's my Academy, so obviously, but more than that, I feel that the education that we give you artists is terrific, and it's amazing what the stuff you learn, and plus you get personal art coaching. So if you had sent me something like this, and then I would have said just what I told you guys now about, you know, look at the different shapes, look at the light source and so forth, you get all that with this. So now we're going to just place our paper on here, and make sure, if you're doing something with a that has straight lines, making sure that when you put your traceable on, that it is parallel to the sides of the canvas. Yes and yes. You want to make sure that that's true, because if it gets crooked like this, then your window's going to be all crooked. Yeah. So you want to make sure that that's parallel. We're just using a little artist tape here, taping this down. We've got that parallel. And now I don't think that's going to move on us. So I'll put one more piece of tape. So any questions, John?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, sometimes I know that you all have really enjoyed the cropping challenge. We're not going to do a photo challenge this month. John and I have a lot to catch up on. John is really busy this month, and we won't be doing those for a while, but we love that everybody participated in those.
They will be coming back, though. We have great ones already planned. It's just we got to catch up on our other duties.
Okay, so you see how we're just...
Again, we'd like to thank everybody that's joining us this evening. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Our goal is to hit 100,000 this year so we can go on with life.
Were we not going on? Well, it'd be nice if people subscribe. You know, it's a free thing to do. I mean, I subscribe to all kinds of channels, and a lot of times, you know, I don't get back to them for a while, but I'm still subscribed, right?
It shows support.
It shows support that you appreciate what's going on, that you're showing appreciation for what's happening. Sharing the videos is another way you can show appreciation for what's happening and what we're doing. And I think that's can be important too. I think probably what I would really like is my clear. If I use my clear, really you can kind of see what I'm doing here. This is a T-square. If you're doing any kind of straight lines, you really want a T-square. It's very handy to have. I highly recommend a T-square. I think I did this line already. I can't remember though, so. And the clear one is nice to have because you can see kind of where you've been. All right, let's just do this up here like that. All right, so this is coming down here like that. Now I want you to notice something. I want you to see how, you see how this line is at an angle, but as it goes down, what's happened is it's almost level at the bottom. So these lines are going down to a vanishing point off the canvas. So you wouldn't paint them all parallel because that would mean it was looking at you. So, you know, pay attention when you're doing stuff like this to the angle of the lines. Let's see if our submissions did that, if they were watching that. Yeah, see, everything's kind of coming down here at an angle. We saw that. So this is going down at an angle. Yeah. So everybody did that. Just important to remember those things. Again, we want to thank everybody for participating. Let's see, how did we do here? Oh, pretty good, right?
I like Gwen's philosophy on subscribing.
What's that?
My rule to subscribe is whether I return or not. If I make it through a video and I like it, I will subscribe. There is so much work that goes into making these videos. Why not?
And that's true. Thank you. It's absolutely true. A lot of work going into making the videos. Yes and yes. All right. So we would say that that's a. I think we've got that on there. I'll leave just one at the window, you guys. This is actually another window ledge right here. And over here too. This is the outside frame of this window.
Correct.
When you start looking and see what's here, right? Yes and yes.
That's a good looking window you got there.
Well, that's a nice looking window. You know, what can I say? It's a good looking window. So
Well, when it comes to windows, you've got it.
I know, but we're just going to do this like this and just make sure we have it straight up and down. Just go right through the flowers. All right, there we go. All right, so now this is our picture.
Lovely.
Yeah, just
Looks all white.
tear that off like that. And now I have to be a little more careful with it. This transfer paper is great. Surreal transfer paper. John and I buy the big stuff in the rolls. And the reason it's nice, you use it over and over again. And I mean, just for the longest time, if you're just going to do small pieces, then we tell you to buy this. They have a kind of a value package of about 5 colors, just not very much, under $10 usually. And you can buy it that way. So let's see, how did we do? All right, so there's our picture. I'll put this away.
Sure.
And
Away.
John, well, vaguely, loosely away. Yes and yes.
Loosely. That's the key
away.
word.
Yeah.
That's the key word.
Loosely away. So then, what do we know for sure? Well, here's what we know for sure. We know that, for instance, we want something very dark on the inside of these shutters. Yes and yes. So we could take maybe, we're using the Salvador paint set, which is kind of fun. We got all this fun paint set stuff. Let's move all this off of our way here. Let's just take, let's take black and ultramarine blue and make a Payne's gray.
I was going to say, sounds like Payne's gray to me.
That's black and ultramarine blue or Payne's gray. And let's see, that's purple, so that's not it. This must be it. Okay. So we'll just take a little angle brush, and paint that in while we're chatting. And let's see, as soon as I find a little angle brush, where did I put them all? Oh, here's one. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, there we go, with me, and it's sort of a midnight blue color, all right? And just the nice thing about an angle brush is you can cut right into something like this. All right, and just, there's no water on the brush at all. It's just a dry brush with paint on it. These Salvador paints have a lot of moisture in them. And
It's
so
not really a fluid.
you don't want it, you want to just make sure that you have just the just that on there. Okay, so this is here, like there. Midnight blue. So can I answer any questions, John, when we're watching grass grow while I paint this in?
No.
No. Good. No questions. Now's your chance, man.
This is it. You got the Queen's undivided attention. This is a 9x12 canvas board we are doing so we can mail it. Fairly inexpensively, we hope. Never done one of these before this
Never
way.
mailed a 9x12 like this. So John did mail all the auction pieces off today.
All auction pieces have gone out that have been paid for, which is the majority of you. Thank you very much for your prompt payments so we can get that cleared up and I can get back to other tasks.
Now, one thing about canvas board is this, this particular board, what kind is this? This is an Artist Loft, and it's very smooth.
Well, it's ultra smooth because I put a, I can't remember what I did some kind of a gel on it.
Oh. Well, now that
and I put that little bit of pink in it so I could tell where I was.
Oh, so that's why it's so smooth. Because
Yes.
normally they're not this smooth.
No.
Okay.
I was prepping that for myself, but I am a team player and I gave you one of my boards.
Oh gosh, John, that's just, I don't know what to say, you guys. I mean, that's just awesome. Yes and yes. All right, so now you're saying, so now what do we paint? Well, let's just put that brush away, get a little bigger brush, and let's paint, let's take some of this burnt sienna color, and what's this one? A little bit of yellow ochre. Okay, it could be yellow oxide if you have that. And let's see, maybe a little bit of, let's take a little bit of red. Kind of an orange color. This is vermilion. Okay, so now, oh, and white. Let's do a little white. Okay. So what do we know for sure? Well, we know that this area here is kind of a light. I think I need more. Okay, where's my other whites? Put everything away, John. There's zinc.
They were right in front of the gel, right in front of the top of your.
No, there's zinc here.
There should be titanium too.
Well, gosh, John, should be and is. It's so different.
Well, you know, the Sussy staff.
Should be and is. It's just, don't you guys love should be and is? Just should be and is. Right, but there should be a song about that.
Well, it was there earlier.
Well, you know. Okay, here's some titanium white. Okay, because I'm not getting that light enough.
Why did you quit using her labels? We quit using the labels because we're using Salvador paints and we're just kind of being a little bit more sparingly with them.
Every time we put everything out, you know, right now, it's just a certain color you could mix.
Yeah.
So here's the here's the.
Does John paint as well? John has tried to paint, but he doesn't have enough time yet.
John works till 4 every morning, you guys. This is not easy keeping this, you know, keeping up with all this and what we do. And we put out new videos every week for our academy. And I'm going to take a little bit of burnt umber now. That's your darker brown. So far, this is any color you could have had anywhere, right? And
some of you may have seen some of my my sphere. I put that up for a little. And thank everybody for participating in the little quiz. We were doing an interview with somebody, and I needed some answers, and you guys came through. I really appreciate that.
I'll make this a little darker up here. Okay, let's take that tape away. Let's put a little bit of the ultramarine blue with that. So I want this a little bit darker up here. This is our shadow side of our...
Salvador Paint does not sponsor us. They have given us some paints to use because we really like them. We don't, you know, we can say whatever we want about them, and we've told them a couple things that we want to change, and they changed them.
Yeah, they
the
made
white
the white
is better, and the
they...
caps were improved. So they listen, and we really appreciate that, and we appreciate them, you know, kind of supporting the channel by giving us some paint.
Yeah, and every, you know, they've got this nice thing where we can give away paint.
Yeah. So one of the giveaways tonight will be one of the 24 color kit with the brush and palette and all the good stuff.
We'll dry down with a little bit of brown now down in here.
What gel did I use? I believe I used the heavy gel, just a regular heavy gel, not the extra thick. And I put it on with a squeegee. So it just really filled in all the cracks and crevices.
You can see how nice and smooth this is, can't you? And I'm going to put a little bit of this brown color in here. And so this has got a few coats of paint on it, but that's all right. You can see where we're... But what I want to do is just sort of get this blocked in. I want this a little darker up here at the top. And again, we're just going to keep it simple. Sometimes that can be the most effective, is, you know, to do something when you're doing stuff, is to just keep it simple. Using a large angle brush, because you can use it flat or with
It was a gloss gel. It wasn't a matte one. We didn't have a matte one.
No. All right. So I'm going to do another bit of just kind of coming in here like this now with the same color, coming on down. See what just. There we go. So that's see, let's take a little bit of this light color here.
Yeah, we're looking for 300 thumbs up, so we give you the giveaway link so you can put your name in for the drawing of this painting and or a Salvador kit.
Mm-hmm. So okay, so I want, this is a little bit, this is interesting. There's a little bit lighter right in here. That's interesting. The light's coming, you know, kind of this way, and so it's creating. There's a bit of shadow being created on this, back under here. There's a bit of a shadow being created on some of this this area here, but that's all right. So we got, so you see right now we still got our window, yes? And we're not trying to get too clever on you. I'm trying to keep it pretty even. And so if I said I wanted this to be kind of a darker board going across like this, I think I want this to be, let's put a little bit of brown in it. Let's just say that this was a board going across the top here like that. And I'm gonna rinse the brush. And maybe I'll take a little bit of yellow oxide and red, a little bit of white, and do something like this, and just come up here like this and suggest this is some sort of a plank or something like that. We'll take a little artistic license with this, coming across here in this building. And okay.
When I first prepared the board, the first color on it was a very light pink and just, really rough. I mean, it looked really rough, but really smooth. And then Ginger just came in and just put what's that, cad red on it?
Yeah.
Just a cad red on it too. So we have one solid color for what we're doing tonight.
One solid color on it, and it just seemed like a good thing to do.
I just didn't get a chance to do that.
So, here's some of just a little bit of purple. Put a little yellow in purple, and you get a gray color. Now I've got sort of this purple gray color. You see that? Take a little blue and add to that. Okay. Now, this is kind of a shadow color on this. Yeah, I want something very dark under here. Okay, and pretty dark right here. All right, so just adding things as we go, you guys.
Building it up.
Building it up, right? And I know I want a pretty dark line right here. And then this has got another shadow color on the wall here too. Maybe something like this. All right, so now so far so good, yes and yes. Let's take some more of this light color. And I'm gonna come this way with the brush. Now, everything's about layers. People think you just do this in one thing, but it's all about layers. And if as one thing dries, and notice the direction of the brush stroke. It's coming this way, and I just gotta put a little yellow with that. Now, okay. Okay, that's kind of showing up. And I think I want a little bit more of this gold up here. This is now wet enough where I can put a little of this color up here like that. Show that that's a board.
Salvador paints are not a heavy body paint. They're more of a...
sort of in between, aren't they?
Yeah.
And
a little bit stiffer than soft body, but and nowhere near a fluid. But they go well and they cover well.
They do.
Great to travel with.
And they have they have some beautiful colors.
Colors ready to go.
Colors absolutely ready to go, right? And so they work deliciously like that, I would say. So they're fun to have for that very reason. All right, so we're just gonna come down here now and take some chalk and do a few guidelines. Now, it never hurts to do that, because when you're putting these side pieces in, they're going to change. See, this one's more level. Okay. So somewhere between here and down here, it got less of a. There was less of a curve. You see what I mean? We'll straighten them out just a little bit as we go down. All right, so those are our shutters. We just kind of chop those in. If you're wondering what this is, these are the Giovanni soft pencils, and we have those in our Amazon store. I use the white all the time, which I like very much, right? I use the white all the time. Now, let's see, I think we're pretty dry here, but...
You want to take a break and just show something, let it dry a couple
yeah, let's
seconds?
just let that dry. Let me just show you something. Open up way big. People always say, well, I don't understand. What's the advantage of being an Academy member? Well, one of the things is we show you all kinds of things to paint. And if you're starting out and you've never painted before, just know you stay with us a while, you'll get to these larger, more expansive paintings. You want to be able to get to there. You got to start at the basics, and we have back to basics, brushwork, 1 and 2 cookie lessons, and then we get and personal art coaching to get each one of you. It's like a personal art lesson from me. Here's one of our newest ones that we're going to be releasing sometime later this summer. This is a peony, and it's on a 20 by 20 canvas. And again, we're going to show you a lot about blending and that sort of stuff, and how to really make a nice large painting. People always say, well, you just do those little ones. No, we do big ones too. Just on YouTube we do little ones. Yes. So if you thought that was fun,
we like to get the YouTubes done in a timely fashion. That lesson there was what, a 4 hour lesson, I think.
We have a German Shepherd dog.
That's Odie.
This is Odie. He belongs to one of our viewers. He passed away recently. She sent us a photograph, and we did a step-by-step lesson for the Academy on this. And that will be coming up later in the summer. I'll tell you what we know about this is that so many of our artists have discovered that they can really supplement their income painting animal portraits. So we've got a lot of different kinds of dogs and cats that we show you how to paint, different types of fur and so forth, all right? And that was really fun. Part of our Western series is this cowboy boot. Again, what you notice in the similarity on this is the different kinds of blending and the detail and the different types of leather. So this is a more intense lesson. Again, we start you off with the very basic stuff, but you can get there. And I can't. It's really simple. People say, "Well, how do you do personal art coaching?" What we do is that you watch the video if you're when you start painting it, and then you can take a picture of it and email it to me through our ticket system, and I'll make a little small video on my computer with my voice and tell you where I think that you could expand on it, or maybe I just think you're fabulous, and that's all you need to hear from me is you're fabulous. And sometimes that can be pretty neat too. So anyway, that's some of the stuff we do. And let's go back to this. Any more questions, John?
I'm new. What is the Academy?
The Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting is John and my art school. And it's an online art school where we have over 500 lessons. We add new ones every week. We start with where you can get personal art coaching from me. And you can that's optional. You don't have to do it, but you have the option. You get stuck somewhere, you're doing something, you don't know what to do. You can send it to me, and I will make suggestions. And we take you off in the very, very basic paintings. They're usually my voice, not all this chat that we do up here on YouTube. It's just usually my voice. And we just tell you how to paint it, and people
step by step. If she makes a mistake, you get to see it. You get to see how she fixes it.
Yeah, absolutely. We tell you what you can do to make it better. which is kind of neat in itself. Yes and yes.
And that is available at Acrylic Painting with gingercooklive.com.
Yep.
We're moving our site over to this new site. So if you're going to be a new member, you're going to sign up on the new site, and we're going to give you access to the old site as well as we get the transitioning, hopefully done by the summertime, end of summer.
Yeah, and it's probably, there's nothing like it on the internet. Nobody's said, and certainly nothing for the, no, really, there's just nothing like it. And
Nothing at this price point.
and certainly nothing at this price point. We've kept it very reasonable. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of white and turquoise blue.
If you varnish when done, can you stack to store them without sticking together? No. That was in stereo even.
No, can't do that.
No, you have to stand them up.
I'm going to do it. I've got a little brown burnt umber in that blue and the white because I want sort of an antique blue color, right?
Great color.
And what I want to do is just come over here like this and put in my
Your shutter slats.
my shutter slats.
If any time you have any questions about the Academy or what we teach, please use to contact us on our website, acrylicpaintingwithgingercook.com or gingercooklive.gallery. We try to get back to you as quickly as possible.
Oh, John is answering emails usually the same day. Nothing like, I'll tell you what, I bought a pair of Crocs shoes for a friend as a gift one Christmas, and they didn't get back to me for 2 months. There's a problem with the order. And John is just amazing. He gets back to you right away and answers questions. And the other reason is that we have what's called tech support. So a lot of people are a little hesitant. They don't think they know the computer well enough. We've got all these little videos on our Tech Bear channel on how to do all kinds of nifty things with your computer. And if you get stuck, and Janice, if nobody's told you how to make your picture smaller again, have you ever got back to Janice on how to do that smaller?
Yeah, she's out of town. We're going to handle it when she gets back.
Okay.
Yeah, we're having fun.
But
We're
see,
fine.
but I know these things, right?
Yes.
I know these things because I notice it, this is the kind of stuff we notice. We notice that we keep track of you guys, and leaving a little bit of a dark edge here. Let's see. Just trying to do a little bit of light on this, and there you go.
Now, we are asking some of our members to move their billing over from the old site to the new site, and that's going fairly well.
Just helps us to make sure that there's, we're troubleshooting.
Kind of troubleshooting as we're going, and appreciate your patience with that. If we do have an issue, we always correct it immediately and figure out what's going on.
Yep.
I know when we're ready to move everybody over.
We have something called the Wave and Water Masterclass, and where you don't have to be a master painter to do it, but we teach you just how to paint different kinds of water. The theory behind that being is that if you
Painted enough, you're going to be a master.
Yeah, painted enough, you'll be a master. Absolutely. I think I'm going to bring this up a little bit, like that. Okay, do another one up here. Okay, so now, one of the things I can do with this is, I want to dry this before I go ahead and tape it off, but I'm going to dry this real quick. It'll just take a second. I'm using something called artist tape. And the best way to put that on is to hold it tight between two fingers, like that. And then do something like just tear it like that. You have to have a long enough piece or it doesn't tear. Little piece of tip there.
Yeah, the hairdryer is silent because I muted us. I gave you a moment of golden silence.
Did you not,
You said it was going to be quick.
yeah,
it was.
quick.
Yeah, it was very quick. So I didn't feel like I needed to try to talk over it. I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. See how I'm using the palette knife to cut the edges. Do you see that? It's funny, even though I have a little short piece, you really need you can't really tear a short piece of tape. That's the other thing you may not know. It's really hard to tear a short piece of tape, but you can tear a longer piece at an angle. So you just use that palette knife as an angle. Let's see if I can get this one. I've already got an angle here, if I can lower it down. Okay, so this is called burnishing your tape. And what we're going to do is take that same blue color paint that we're using and put a little yellow in it, a little bit of white, a little bit of brown in it, kind of age it a little bit. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and paint you paint right over on top of the tape. Okay?
Not towards it.
Not towards it. You don't want to squish anything underneath it. Right under those. You can use it. You can cut. I tell you, without the tape, you can cut in pretty close with an angle brush. You
But it
absolutely
just doesn't
can.
get quite the fine line.
Yeah, you can do it. I think I'll have to fix that. Well, I think I just painted over that tape. That's what that one. That's slightly off. You can really get that with an angle brush. And we used to suggest you go to the brush guys. You can use my name and get a discount. They haven't done a lot of promoting for us, so it's you still can get the 5% off though, which is nice. They have good prices. Anybody, I'm just totally recommending at this time.
Could you have used Frisket instead of artist tape?
No. That's
What
a
took you so long to
watercolor
answer?
thing, not an acrylic thing.
Tape is your buddy.
No, it's cheap too. Just buy some.
Yeah, just buy some. It's cheap.
It's cheap. It is. It's cheap. It's a really cheap. It's cheap, you guys. Now let's take a little bit of white. Come up here and I'd like this to be a little lighter. Are you sure I don't have any white somewhere, John? Just that Liquitex white is not my fave.
We just gave you a brand new tube yesterday.
Yeah, but but you didn't put it anywhere where anybody could find it.
Oh, let's blame the me.
Yes, absolutely. Then I've got this and nothing.
If I come over there and find it in 2
I'd
seconds.
love it if you could find it, because I'm sure not seeing it. Tucked underneath here. When you picked up, just give me a brand new tube and we'll just move on. I don't have time to be fooling with this stuff.
You think this stuff grows on trees?
I don't know, but whatever it is. All right, so, thank you. Need some real white paint. Something really, yeah. We don't know what happened to it. Things get moved around.
Put down the stuffy staff.
Just,
That's weird, 'cause we did that big show yesterday.
well, I know, we did hours of painting yesterday. So you'd think that we'd have that, right? And I'm just kind of brushing some white on here because I want it a little bit lighter. And I also want to kind of age this wood a bit. Okay, well, we can do a little more later, but that gives you an idea how to, how that tape works. See what nice clean lines you get when you use it?
That's how I do it.
See, you got a little of that red underneath showing through. It's perfect. And you've got this sort of aged there, okay? Now this is fairly, I'd almost like this wider a little bit here on the edge. So I'm going to come up here and use my tape, so I've still got some here. I think I want this wider. It's just going to exaggerate this a little bit. And over here too. It's not as wide as I'd like, so I'm going to just go ahead and just make this wider. Yeah, that's where you burnish it down, okay? And then, let's see, a little bit of burnt sienna and white, and let's lighten this up some. So any questions, John?
No ma'am. We're looking pretty good.
All right, so you kind of see how we're doing this. Okay. And let's put a little, let's just come up here like that and play a little bit with our okay.
That's a clean edge.
So you got a little bit more there, right? And then I still want something dark here, so let's just turn this like this.
Will all the current VLL lessons be available on the new website? Absolutely.
Sure, absolutely.
Everything that's on that current website will be on the new website, plus much, much more.
And it's going to be safe. And what we're going to do is we have it in categories, like for instance, kitchen paintings, If you thought this was good, try this. If you're trying to paint this, have you done this first? To make sure
Kind of
that you have the
yin
right
yang.
skills to do it. Have you,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, right?
So all that's going to take time. We have to get all the lessons over there, then we start matching them all up.
Yeah. So
It's a tedious process.
it is a tedious process.
It would have been easier if we did it when we started, but progress.
Absolutely. Okay, so there's our window. Basically, that's how you'd put that window in using
Artist tape.
using artist tape. Now, what you can do, for instance, like that window has a line down the center. Yes and yes. Stops here.
Kind of where it opens.
Kind of where the shutter's open.
We have reached 300. Release the hounds.
Okay, so then you want something real dark like this.
Will the new website be divided by cookies? Yes. Our cookie system it tells you the difficulty of a lesson. One cookie would be your basics, easy, beginner type things you're supposed to know type lessons. And we go all the way up to a box of cookies that basically says, oh my, you really want me to paint this? Mm-hmm. And we go, yes. So we have 1 through 4 and then a box of cookies.
There's our board coming across there like that, this beam. And I think I want this. I wanted to end right about there. Okay, there's going to be flowers there, so we're not going to talk about the other one. All right, so we've got all that, right? And then would have to look and say, well, do I need a few more little light lines here? This is dried a little bit.
Yes, Judy, they will be grouped by cookie levels as well. I understood the question. You're going to have all kinds of sortings.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can find things. There'll be so many wonderful ways you can find things, right? And all right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move the paints out of the way. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to do these flowers. So let's get out all the greens here that they've got. So the greens, and we'll start with the greens first. And when you're painting flowers, you start with the darkest greens first. And leaves and stuff, that's what you want to have is your darkest greens. Okay. And then we'll just do this ones. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use something called heavy gloss, extra heavy semi-gloss, okay? And I'm going to get out a palette knife to get it out there with. Okay, it's pretty thick, see that? It's pretty thick, and you can go up to 50%. Let's just put a little bit more of that out, right? Now, what's kind of cool about this is that you can use a little brush to do this with. And I'm going to just show you. We're going to take some of this darker green, this soap green, and get some blues in here too. I want some ultramarine blue. Make that even darker. Okay. Okay, so I think I've got about 50%, right? And what I want to do is come along here like this and tap in where my greens are going to be. Okay. I know I've got some up here, some dark greens up here. And I might just brush it on up here, you know, because I want it dark. I might just brush that on. But then as I get up to here, I'll just start getting a little texture with it, okay? And I'm going to come along in here like this and just suggest that there's all these nice dark green underleaves. See, these are the underleaves of the dark green. What happens is this gives your painting a real 3D effect. It's very interesting. I have to keep this a little flatter, but it gives it a really nice 3D effect when you do this. And don't be afraid to cross over something here in the, it says a little glob here. We'll just move that back and you see all these little bumpy things, right? And what happens is it takes a lot of paint to do this. It takes a lot. And so, you know, you saw how much I mixed, right? And I'm about out, right? Okay, I'm about out. I'm going to keep going here. And so I want all of this, a little bit of the blue and a bunch of that. And mix it all together. Yes and yes. That's my darkest green. Yeah, you all agree that's my darkest green. I'll mix that all in there. Okay, so I want to come down here like this, just kind of creep in where this is, right? This side. And just tap this in here like that.
This is gel, not modeling paste.
This gel. Yes, this gel, not modeling paste.
And this is the extra thick.
Extra thick gel. And we're going to come up here and do the same thing.
Notice how she's just dabbing it? Dabbing, dabby, dabby. Now, everyone who does win this, it's going to take extra time to let this dry before
I won't be able to mail it till next week.
Yeah, so it'll go out next week, not this week.
All right, so you can see I just started putting this on here. And down into here, pretty much on the edge here, I've got some. A little bit of this texture up here too. Yeah, when I get down into this area, it's pretty dark. And we'll come up under here like this and do a little bit of that. What's fun about using modeling paste and gels like this, what's fun about that is that you have this 3D effect that you get. It's very hard to get anything else. Now, we're getting a little bit too big a brush now, so we need a smaller one. Because I want some little leaves coming this way.
So this is the underpaintings of the darker leaves.
Yeah, you do that first.
It'd be a pain to put them on afterwards, that's for sure.
Okay, so having it. Then we'll do some of the larger brush under here like this, just to kind of tap that in there, okay? So now we can then take that same brush, because this is all pretty, you know, you're talking about greens here, right? And we can get a bunch of that gel and maybe some of these greens here like that, mix those together. Now let's get some yellow in those greens. That's a kind of a big green here. And maybe a little red in the green, a little yellow. Take a little bit of red color, stick it in there, some yellow. Okay, that's not bad. Tone that down a bit. Now where's my gels? Again, you can mix up to 50%. Now, I'm in a smaller brush, little tiny one. Okay, this is the smallest one I have, it's a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to take it on a palette knife like this, and just bring it up here like this over the canvas. We'll drop it on there like that. Any questions, John, while I'm doing this?
I'm doing what?
Any questions while I'm doing this?
Oh, no, there's no questions.
The gels I probably like, I like that this is the extra heavy semi-gloss. I like the extra heavy because it's really, it sticks up here.
They don't call do they call this a gloss or anything?
It's gloss, semi-gloss gel. I usually use the gloss, but we had some semi-gloss. Either one's fine.
So we're going to shellac it anyways. So what's the difference between gel and the modeling paste?
Go up to Golden website and read the difference.
I don't really know offhand either.
It's a big modeling paste. It's very flat. Doesn't have any. Gels are always shiny and translucent. When they dry clear, unless you put paint with them.
I would give it a full week to dry before I would attempt to put a varnish on it.
Absolutely. I'd probably use the golden spray varnish on this.
Well, yeah, depending upon the peaks, absolutely.
Because it's so thick.
Yeah. Yes, the gel gives you the 3D effect. It gives you the oil painting type effect. Or you're frosting a cake.
Yeah. So let me move this out of the way.
Is it still archival? Yes. It's plastic.
Absolutely. Of course it's archival.
All it is just more acrylic.
It's acrylic medium, you guys. It's acrylic. Well, it's fabulous stuff. If you're not using it, you're not playing well. You know, you could be. I can't. The time involved in some of the drawing is just not really convenient for me to use this all the time. But I got to tell you that this is the bomb when you use it.
The bomb.
And I would have done stucco on the bottom of this board too, but if I'd had more time. We've shown you how to do some of that, on how to use the ceramic stuccos and stuff.
Hey, we'd like to thank Barbara for the donation that came in through the PayPal system. Thank you very much, Miss Barbara.
Thank you very much, Miss Barbara. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it very much, and we appreciate all the help you guys. We get this is the time of year when all our expenses start hitting us.
What is the purpose of the red underneath?
I like red and green are complements, and if any of it shows through, I like the red.
Yeah, we did a landscape and it was stunning with the red.
We want whenever you have a lot of green, if you can do a red underpainting, it's very nice. Now, please notice that I'm about out of paint and I haven't even done the other side. Do you see that? And
That possibly
it's
be?
gone. I mean, this is how fast you use this stuff up.
Well, that's why you use a gel to make it go further, too.
Absolutely.
Cost
If
you a
you're doing
fortune.
palette knife painting, gels are very nice for that, right? Because you've got,
You can extend your colors.
see, this is too bright a green. I don't want anything that bright. Well, the secret is don't mix it up very well. A little more than that. Let's try a little bit of this blue in it. This green here. All right, there. Here, you get out of my way.
Okay, we'd like to thank Douglas for the donation that came in through the PayPal system. He's our favorite painting archaeologist.
Oh, wow.
I just think that's cool to do.
Oh, I do too. I think it's so neat when people find
Find the old stuff.
the old stuff, and then can figure out what it was used for, and how they did it, and you know, and now they've got the satellite. There's a really good program on Discovery Channel Plus on some gal from Scottish, I think, and she used the satellites to map whole civilizations from, you know, in Egypt that were never shown before.
Vicky would like to know, is the heavy gel work well for a seascape painting?
You have to be kind of careful, because if you're not doing the rocks and everything, and you know, there's times when the texture would just look odd. So I would say you have to be kind of aware of that.
You have to think where you're going to apply it.
Absolutely. How are you going to do it? Why is it going to be there? You know,
It could be effective.
it depends on the seascape.
Yep.
Anything that was done with a palette knife would do very well with gels. Any painting that's done with a palette knife. The thing is, you've got to let this gel dry. So it might take you a day to finish, you know, several days to finish a painting when you use gels, because they don't dry right away. We're going to skin them over for the flowers. But what I would tell you, and to wait and let it dry 24 hours before you even attempted the flowers. We're going to do kind of a Russian roulette thing here, and
Because that's how we
flowers.
roll. That's how we roll.
But I mean, that's
When do you provide a buyer with a certificate of authenticity when you sell a painting? Yes.
yes.
When they're actually paid for, they get a certificate. Like our last auction that we just finished, they all went out with one. Absolutely. And speaking of auctions, we have our next one coming up May 21st, Friday. It's a live YouTube event.
It would be little 6x8 paintings, and how long can I go? And all the paintings will be.
I told her we're going to go for 18 hours, and she looked at me oddly, so I'm not sure I can get 18 out of her.
John just, you know,
I think she should put in a day like I
these
put in.
things sober too. It's extraordinary. You'd think anybody talking like that must drink, right?
Come on.
Okay. Do you see how? Can you almost see that?
You can already see the depth because of the darkness behind it.
Yeah.
Because they're already floating out. They're in your face.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of neat?
Would this be considered impasto?
Yes. In fact, Matisse makes something called Imposto Medium, and I don't promote it because not everybody can get it, but it is, to me, the best of both worlds. It's like whipped butter. It's really nice, and it makes everything seem just a little bit thicker. If you haven't tried, that's really nice. That Imposto Medium,
Who makes that one?
the Matisse.
Matisse,
We have some. I
Oh, yeah, I knew we
really
had it.
just haven't showed it because I hate to show things that not everybody, you know, people can't get.
You can't find it anymore.
Can't find it, can't get it. All right, so you see now we're getting kind of down to the, you know, people say, how do you know when to stop? I usually stop when I'm out of paint. Just don't, just.
There's a
I'm
very
out of this
scientific
color.
method to our
I'm out of
madness
this
there.
color, might as well go to color number 2, right? But you see how we've got this neat. Now, what I'm going to do is put the hairdryer on this and skin it over before I do the next light coat, okay? Let me get some of this down here from the top. We'll just surround this window with leaves.
The next auction is May 21st. That should be a Friday. It runs from that Friday to the following Wednesday. It's a quickie one.
A little quickie one. Should be fun.
There are live events we do live on YouTube and put them up. Hey, we'd like to thank Anna from Rick's Auto Supply for the donation that came in through the PayPal system.
Thank you very much, Anna. Appreciate it. It's wonderful.
I figured I might as well give her a spot, you know.
Okay, so let's see, we've got something kind of coming this way. Well, a few little bits kind of maybe, we don't know what happened.
Can it interfere with the framing?
No, will not interfere with the framing. Just don't wrap it around the sides.
Preferably we don't do that.
Okay, so now what I want to do,
Kind of a brown color?
no. How fast I ran out of gel too, right? You saw me put that big hunk of gel out there?
Well, you have I can kind of see where it all went.
Yeah, you can, can't you?
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm not going to mix that very well. I'm going to take this is where you want a paper towel. You don't want to.
You don't want to gum up your terries.
Yeah. Now let's see what this will allow me to do the next lighter thing. Let me just skin this over real quick. It'll just take a minute.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're kind of fighting
right?
that one.
All right.
No, wait a second. Well, let me switch. Which microphone is you? That's you. I'm going to just turn off yours.
Turn off mine. You can hear a little hair dryer.
Okay, we're going to try it this way. I'll turn my microphone for me. Now let me know how this works this time. What time Friday? Oh, on May 21st, we will start at 3:30 p.m. Central. It'll be posted on the website once I get that website updated after the last auction. I'll put it up there. So it'll be May 21st is a Friday at 3:30 p.m. is when we'll start. Ginger usually gets about 8 hours. So we try to get to about midnight, 11:30 to midnight. And then those pieces will stay up for sale during the auction until the following Wednesday. Anything else going on here? Let's see. Again, thank you everybody for joining. If you've just come in recently, give it a thumbs up if you would and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime to subscribe and love to have it. Our goal is to hit 100,000 before year's end. So, did anybody hear me at all?
Okay, now we're going to go back. Take a little of that wall color. We're going to go back and add it in here in a few places.
Oh, it'll be fine. Well, that worked. Cool.
See, that just...
So longer dries. I'll have to listen to the playback.
Okay. But I'm coming up here with just a little bit of a... Just coming in here and bringing a little of that kind of wall color back in here.
You don't put glass over any paintings.
No.
It will stick. and you'll have a mess.
All right, so let's see if we can.
I guess there's a way to do it if you put it in an airspace between them.
No, this is skinned over enough where
Yeah, it's not mixing with the layer below it.
we're just tapping in the light. Remember, the light's coming kind of down from the top here.
When you do the crackle medium, does it have to dry completely before you do the top layer painting on top? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it takes it a day to even crackle. Because you put it on it, it won't crackle right away. And you can't force it. I think they even tell you not to force it. Because part of the crackling process is the drying process, how it dries.
You see, when you start adding the colors, let's come on over here.
You keep adding more depth.
You keep adding more depth. Okay? And the dark colors automatically make the shadows for you.
That's why you put them in first. Has ginger worked in any other medium other than acrylics?
Mostly acrylics, my whole one. Well, the last 50 years.
You did oils. Didn't you try oil?
I've done some oils, but I just like acrylics. I think that, it's just probably if Beethoven was around, you can get electric guitar. You know what I mean? People get they get the stuff for the generation that they were born into. Okay?
So you were born in an acrylic year? Is that what you're telling
Born
me?
into the acrylic era.
Oh, I see.
You betcha. So now I want a little bit of blue here.
Why we have you taking a pause for a second, can you hold up the container that you're doing and let me kind of zoom in on it, of the gel?
Yeah, because I've got to put some more out too. Let me just put this up here like that.
But we are using the extra heavy.
Yeah, extra heavy.
They have a regular heavy and an extra heavy. We did extra heavy tonight.
That's what we're using. One thing about it, if you mix a lot of greens, you can have this another jar and it'll keep. You can put it back in a jar. So if you over mix it, you can almost always need greens for leaves and stuff, and you can and you definitely can do that. Let's see, it's gonna be smaller. Okay, palette knives. Here, I want to have a little bit of a light green. A little bit of blue. Oh, some blue-green color here. That's pretty. Let's get some of this color in there.
I'd like to thank Andy for the donation that came in through the PayPal. Thank you for your continuously great content. Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
He's going for brownie points.
Ooh,
Thank you very much, Andrew. I did answer your other email too, and you're taken care of there.
thank you, Andy.
Mary, thank you very much for the donation that came in through PayPal as well.
Here's a little bit of this sort of blue-green leaf. Isn't that pretty? Kind of this blue-green color.
Oh, that's a great color.
This is more of the shady side. So if you look at it, it's got more of this color on this side.
What are you doing there?
You get a couple of swipes, and then you gotta keep feeding it.
So you see all the different colors of layers of green that she has.
This
It
is
doesn't mix it well because you can see the yellows coming through.
yeah. Don't over mix these. You can do really well if you don't. You're on when you're using gels. Try to have 2 or 3 colors in the gels. Don't over mix them.
It's basically like a dirty brush, except it's a dirty palette.
Yeah, for sure.
What is the ratio of gel to paint?
You can go up to 50%.
Okay.
Go up to 50%, but
I believe even golden, you can use pure gel if you wanted.
Well, you can use pure gel, but here's what happens. If you were to use pure gel and just a little tiny bit of color in it, it would be almost like cellophane. It's pretty. Experiment with it. Take some and do your own test. See what you get. You know, don't, you know, see what you
50%
get.
is safe. 50-50 is a safe mix.
As far as if you
It'll
want,
keep- yeah, it'll
otherwise
keep-
you're
yeah.
going to lose color.
Yeah,
You could use pure gel.
but you're going to lose your color.
Yeah, like for instance, back when giclées first became very popular, if you guys remember that, right? People were doing giclées, and
Now, if somebody was going to say, what is a giclée?
giclée is art printed on canvas, reproductions. Okay? One of the tricks was they would hire artists, like in some of these companies, to just sit there and mimic the brush strokes with what happens when we do a few of these light ones. And you don't have to put gel every time. Once you've got some gel on there, you don't have to keep doing it. You've already got enough gel built up where you can just add a few light colors. You see what just happened here by doing that? Just went right into the color. And let's see, I want some more of this blue stuff though. Put a little bit of white in it. A little bit of white. There we go.
Do you use special lighting while painting or just normal room light? We are under studio lights, daylight bulb studio lights.
Yeah, but you want daylight bulbs. And
You want daylight bulbs for sure.
you know, and one thing I've noticed that, for instance, whenever you go to an art store or like someplace like Hobby Lobby, the one thing they never put on sale is those stupid bulbs.
No.
They are, you know, people always say when you have a half off coupon, what do you use it for? Things that they never put on sale. They never put on sale T-squares, for instance, or but you see how this is coming up? You guys see how we're getting
Beauty.
I mean, we're really getting some dimension that you just can't get any other way. It's just so interesting to me.
When using gels, are the brushes harder to clean? Yeah, generally harder to clean.
I don't know, John. You clean them? Do you think so? I don't think so. You do have
No.
to clean them, though. They're not any harder.
No, it's no harder. It's
Yeah.
water soluble.
This is just acrylic
Just
medium.
don't let them dry in there for sure.
This is just acrylic medium, you guys.
It's just thick acrylic medium.
It's just thick acrylic medium.
I was told Hobby Lobby will no longer be doing coupons.
Really?
Huh. Isn't that interesting?
That used to be their one redeeming feature, was they had
Yeah.
coupons.
Yeah, we used to make a Friday night of it.
But didn't they? They had good coupons.
Absolutely.
And, well, for instance, one of the things Michaels doesn't tell you is that they give seniors
Senior
what's it,
discounts.
a discount, but you have to ask for it. They don't advertise it. I remember the local Michaels down here a few years ago, their air conditioning they were having trouble with it. They basically said, if you don't like our store, shop somewhere else. Quit complaining about the air conditioning. And I thought, that's a really good idea. That's what online is for. Thank you for the idea. Why wasn't I thinking of that sooner? Because obviously you don't care if I'm a customer. Or you'd fix the air conditioner, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you see I'm sort of coming up here toward the bottom now, getting some of these lighter.
Again, this will take at least a week to dry before you can put a varnish on it.
Yeah, but that's all right. What's your hurry? What's your hurry, right? Why are you in? Are you in some sort of
Are you in a hurry?
hurry?
There's no hurry here.
Now, one of the colors that one thing you can do. Let's do this yellow oxide.
Why am I getting a blink on that
I
one camera?
love how you can See, now look at that green I just made, and then grab some of that through it. See, and then I'll wipe the brush off. And I'll use some of this down here. And I've got these beautiful sort of moss greens in here, like that. And of course, as this hardens up, it gets a little bit easier to do too, right? But you kind of get the idea of how you might want to do this. And some of my gel here. And then every once in a while, you can have a little brighter green somewhere. A little white with that. Well, you guys kind of get the idea of what we're doing, right?
Yeah, we're watching you put icing on.
Just
Looks quite delicious.
I need some more gold coming down in here. Down toward the bottom. I feel like you want to kind of run it off the edge a little bit too. All right. So I feel like that's a pretty good, as far as the greens go and so forth. And if you don't actually need to keep putting on gel, at some point you can just,
start painting on
use your
top of it.
paintbrush and
But it's got to at least be skimmed over, right?
yeah, well, even there, I can still, using this paintbrush.
If you're gentle.
Just very carefully.
John, will it be a traceable for this in the academy? Yes, but it's going to take a week before it can be up there. I can't get you a good one until I can scan it.
And
I'll do a quickie little photo so you guys can at least play with it, but it'll have to be replaced later.
see, I can add a little bit of this color here to the leaves.
That's one of the Salvador brushes there. They're very
Yeah,
soft.
they're very soft, and so that they're perfect for this.
That way you just drop paint in there.
Yeah, got a little of this up there too. So you can see, well, you can spend a little time, and can you do a little tiny brush like this too? Yeah, you can. The Salvador paintbrush actually works pretty good with this because it's soft. So this would be another option to put it on with a little soft brush like this. All right, so there's our ivy kind of growing. It could be ivy growing up the wall. Now I'm going to dry this one more time, and I want to show you before I do. Let me just show you something. Somebody said every week we release something, right?
Yeah, we do.
And last week we released the cowboy.
We did.
The cowboy and stuff. And this week, one of the things that you need when you're learning to paint is you really need to know how to do clouds. Because that's in all seascapes and it's in landscapes, and understanding clouds is good. This is a small, what is this, 11 by 14 canvas. And here's our...
this is a great cloud lesson.
This is a lesson on clouds and a landscape and an old, farm. And we thought that, people have asked for more landscapes, and we thought this might be just the thing you might want to learn to paint. This sort of just... the storm's either coming or going, right? We didn't put any puddles, so it's starting to build, right? And you can kind of see where the sun is shining across the grass here, but the sky's all cloudy. And so something's happening somewhere off in the distance. And this, again, will be the academy lesson for this week. And again, this is a 3-cookie lesson, very easy to do. I think you guys are going to find. But learning how to do these clouds is key on this one.
Clouds. It's a cloud painting.
All right, I'm going to draw this real quick.
What are you going to do?
Try that.
Okay, hold on. Now you can. Can you enter on an Android phone? You should be able to. The link is redirected to a Google form. So I don't know why it wouldn't let you do that. I thought I saw another question up here somewhere. So, Sue, I don't have my Samsung phone handy, or I would try it. I'd have to try it after the show to see what it actually does. But that one I don't know offhand. It should go, though. There should be no reason why it shouldn't. I thought we had another question, but I'm not seeing it. Traceful, yep, it's going to come later. I'll get you a quickie one for now. Or I can at least do the original. We can do it from the original. That's probably what you want to do anyway, instead of from Ginger's. Okay, I think that's all the questions I've got. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, do it now. You don't want to miss out. You never know when we might go live. We've been known to go live once in a while on occasion, impromptu style.
Absolutely. So the first flowers we're going to put in are white. I want a little blue in them.
So a light blue, a pale blue.
Kind of a pale blue color. Put a little yellow with that. And again, I don't want to mix it that much, right? So I want to come up here with one of these brushes. Let's try a Salvador brush and see if I can do it. I'm going to just plop on this. Just tap it on. So with this brush has been in the water. Let me get a new one. I don't want any water on the brush when I do this.
Rose wants to know how to join the Academy. Go to Acrylic Painting with gingercook.com. We have a sign-up form there. If you have questions, ask them before you sign up. You will have access to both websites, our gingercooklive.gallery, as we migrate over to the new one. But we need you to sign up on the new website. Now, I know it's a little confusing, and we apologize, but we need to have people testing the new site, and also we want to give you all that you're paying for, so you have to have access to the old site. When you become a member of the lessons, when do you charge the accounts? Each month. You can do monthly, it's every 30 days, so it does move. So if you plan on, having it go out on the 10th every month, it does not do that. It does move around. If you need to know specifically, I can calculate it out for a year for you so that you know what might be a better date for you if your funds come in at a certain time and you want to have it fall that way. Ginger, how often do you replace your brushes, especially the angles?
How often, John?
We get probably 6 months out of them.
And we do a lot of painting.
Yeah, we paint every day. I would say we get at least 6 months out of them.
Notice these are not stars on a flag, that these all group together, 3 5s.
Give you an overall shot so you see how she's doing.
See, you can see where we're doing some of these and then kind of roll the paint off the brush. And I've got a little, the Salvador brush was a little soft to do these. I've got a little stiffer brush for these. Putting the flowers on right here, like this. And
you're just dabbing them in.
just tapping them in. Getting new paint every little once in a while. I mean, you know, this isn't the kind of thing you'd use for daisies, you know what I mean? They got to be kind of flowers like roses or bougainvillea or something where you've got a chance at impressionism. Yes and yes?
Yes and yes.
Okay. And all right, so we've got some on the outside. I kind of like that. We could have done all one kind of flower, but I kind of like the multiple flowers on here. I thought the multiple colored flowers, I thought it was a kind of a nice idea. Thought that was sort of pretty.
Absolutely.
And we have some coming off the back here, where it's growing. But now, let's see, what do we do with that white paint? Oh gosh, here it is.
What's limited?
So let's change. All right, so if we're gonna just take a paper towel and clean off a palette knife, right? And gonna get a little more of the gel.
Is there a code for the Salvador paint sets? Currently, we don't have a code.
No.
Our code is no longer valid. They've been having some good sales on them lately at Amazon. They had it the other night for $12.49 or something.
Didn't I just put that? I know. I just put the gel somewhere because you had me hold it up.
Well, do I have to back my little camera out and look around for you?
No, just where do you think it went? I didn't.
Looking, there's the heavy.
Oh, it fell down here. I see it.
Yeah, I'm just
All
getting
right,
there.
so let's just do a little of this right here. Here's a little gel. I want some sort of peach color.
Peachy.
And good color for that would be, I don't know, what's this color? This looks fun. What is this called? Primary magenta. Yeah, it's a good color.
That's a pinky color.
Take a bit of white and mix that like that. A little that orange color and mix that in there too. Where's that orange? Kind of an orange color. Nope, wrong orange. Don't want that. Feel like Goldilocks. Maybe this. Okay. All right, here's some gel. Okay, so now let's take a little bit of this.
The red side, or the pink side.
The pink side. I'm going to make these flowers a little larger. Got some color on this.
Ooh. Ginger, how much paint do you actually put on your brush when painting the flowers? Well, you kind of see it. They got a close up there
man.
for you.
It's
quite
globbed.
Yeah, it's a good dollop, as they say.
Okay. So I like this because it had these pretty pink flowers here, a little group here. The little white on top.
Hey, thank you, Sally, for the donation that came in through the Super Chat. You are amazing with a little guy dancing around.
Oh,
I'm sure that was for me.
well, you are amazing.
See? Yeah. No doubt.
So look, see, I'm already out of color, right? Did you see that? And stuff. I'm already out.
How can that be? You just made it.
I know. People don't understand. It just goes quick, man. But gel is, if you buy a large thing of gel, like a fairly good thing, a tub of gel is probably $20-25. Buy a smaller one, but it lasts a long time. I always date ours. The golden has very good seals, and I've had some gel that lasted for years.
Oh, absolutely.
Lasts a long time. And again, you can use it again. So you can kind of see where I'm putting the let's see, here's some gel, a little bit of red. I want to have some bigger flowers.
I'm currently working on the tutorial Ginger's Arboretum, and sometimes my paint gets globby. I guess, what kind of paint are you using?
Yeah, one of the things you want to be careful of is when you're painting stuff like that is that normally I don't glob paint on. I put paint on my brush and wipe it off. That's the first thing I do. The only time you ever see me glob is when I'm doing something like this. Okay? See how we're saying that these flowers up close are larger. And we don't have to put them everywhere just because they're in the photo. That's right? You can move them. There's a concept. Have a couple and change the size. Some are littler, some are bigger. Maybe some are just starting out and haven't had the full treatment yet of being a flower.
Remember, you're the artist. Don't be a slave to the photo. It's your inspiration, your reference, your idea.
Yeah, so, but on the other hand, let's just talk about I love the people that write and say, well, this is my idea, I didn't use a reference. All the great artists use reference. They either had models,
They copied from the guys before them.
They use references, sometimes multiple. Authors, you know what I mean? They do research. If they're going to write, if you were to read a romantic novel about pirates back in the Caribbean, they'd know a little about that history. That kind of thing. So you can see how we're, I want to put wrap a few of these flowers around here a little bit, darken these on this side.
They're trying to take over.
There we go. And you can kind of see how you can what a neat effect you can get with this. And honestly, if people want to touch it,
let them.
And when you've used gels and stuff like this in a painting, nobody asks you if is that a print. Is that real? They want to go up and touch it. And let them touch it. They won't hurt anything, right?
Now, I have a question. How did that guy get there?
Which one?
That one's in the shutter all by himself. Nobody's leading to him.
No, he's just here. He hasn't got up.
He didn't have a buddy?
He doesn't have a buddy yet. You have to go back and sometimes do some stuff.
Okay. He's just kind of floating around.
Yeah, so, all right. So we've got... Here's some white, and I want some of these lighter ones up here like that. I want to come back with a little white on top and a couple of these. See? Now I've brought so it sort of made this little quadrant our This is kind of a nice little quadrant of stuff, and I might rinse the brush off now and just come back up with a little white paint, and maybe I wanted this one a little lighter up here. Just come in here, barely touch it, just tap it. And then I can come back with a little John and say, well, how did that one get here? Well, here's what you've got to appreciate, that sometimes your flowers are buried by leaves. They're all not sticking up there. And you can go back when it's dry and, it just kind of bury a couple on the leaves, see, like that. See? Do you see what depth that gives you when you do that? You don't need a lot, but just suggest it, like, how did this little flower get there? Exactly so. How did it get there? And maybe I want something a little bit lighter up in here now. Let's see, I've got enough of this little green paint left where I can come up here like that. There you go. And then I might take some white paint with a little tiny bit of, just a little, warm it up a little bit. Here's some white paint. And I might come up here and say, well, do I want that a little bit lighter? What does that do? That's it. They're all kind of light up here a little bit, but the top side of it might be catching the light in a couple places. You can play with that a little bit, and then maybe some of it's catching the dark in a couple places where they're a little bit bluer. So you're not stuck with any one thing, but I'm just saying that you're.
Yeah, when it comes down to varnishing, this will be spray varnished with golden spray varnish.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's too thick to be using the other stuff on.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yep.
And, we've got some put some shadows going across here like that.
Even adding more depth to it, aren't you?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can see from the picture, you got a cheat sheet, told you where it goes, right? So, you can do that. And if you feel like you can just add a little color, right? So, that's the kind of, I would say that that's probably mostly what all I'm going to do here tonight. I could come back with a little bit of this light green. Again,
I would do a gloss on this. I might do a semi-gloss. So I got that. I got gloss, semi-gloss, and matte. I might do a semi-gloss.
Think so? A little light on this when you were varnishing it. So let me take this paint right out of the tube now. Okay. So what I just did?
You brightened it. You gave it some spots of brightness.
So that's, for me, that's sort of a fun way to, if I've showed you anything about how to use these gels, I hope I have. I'm going to sign this pretty quick.
How quick?
You see this space and this space look exactly the same, right? So I'm going to break this space up here with some green. Kind of out of all the green paints, but I can just break that up a little bit.
Yes, Shirley satin varnish. They make 3 as a semi-gloss.
Yeah. So as you can see, there's some you could spend a few more hours on this if you wanted. Absolutely, could you spend more time, aging your wood and all that stuff? Absolutely, right? You could, but do you need to? Probably not. But you can, right? You got, if you want to spend a little more time on it, but this is basically how you'd create this painting, okay?
Basically gives you an introduction to golden, extra heavy body gel stuff.
And I think I want a little of the pink flowers over here too. I want them to cross over.
Oh, those wild guys, I'm telling you.
Tell you what, a little bit of these pink ones kind of crossing over here. Because you know that no one told them they couldn't. How's that? No one told them they couldn't?
So they did. They took liberties.
And you can tuck a few back in there. There you go, you guys. I think that's sort of a kind of a fun example of what we're doing.
Hey, I'd like to thank Renette for the donation that came in through PayPal just now. Thank you very much.
And again, we want... one thing we wanted to tell everybody too is the nice thing about being an Academy member and staying an Academy members, we grandfather in. As long as you stay with us, we grandfather in whatever price you paid to get in, and as long as you haven't jumped out, we hold that for you. But can you see? Can you really, folks, can you see the depth we've got in this? Can I?
No, hold on there, Missy. Let me change my camera angle now. Do that a little bit you just did.
Yeah, look at this. Can you see the depth we've got?
No, tip it sideways. Wait. Bring it down. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Then slowly. Tip. Other tip. No, that tip. Yeah. Keep going that way. There, whoop, now back a little bit. That, whoop, a little slow. You go slower. A little more. Other way. Other way. Slow. Beautiful.
You guys see that?
Yeah, I can see it now.
You can see it now?
You're flying all over the plane like an airplane.
Well, I don't know what other way means. Do you guys know what other way means?
Well, if you're going one way and I say the other way, what do you think it would mean? I'm just saying.
Well, there's more than...
If you go one way and I say go the other way.
Okay.
Silly gal.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, right? All right, there you go. I mean, that's sort of fun. If you missed last week's show, we did the... we showed you how to do a glass vase and the colored pencils and
compliments of Lorraine.
Compliments of Lorraine cropping challenge, wonderful.
That was a fun one.
Last week, and all the month of April, we talked about how to crop your photos and make better paintings. And I think that you can see in this one we didn't really crop much, but you gave you.
No, as a matter of fact, from the original, we expanded on it. I added sides.
Well, I'll just use this one, but you guys can kind of see. You can see what we've got here, right?
Not really.
And
I gotta move it over.
Well,
now we can.
You move over. So there's our
that's the
flowers,
reference. And that's what we came up with.
And that's what we came up with. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. When this dries, I'll sign it. Right now, it's way too wet, and so
I wouldn't even attempt it.
We wouldn't try to attempt it now, but we'll assign it there, and it won't hurt. This will not hurt to frame it at all. In fact, do we have a 9x12 frame?
Do not stick that in one of my frames. No.
No, because he thinks it's all yucky.
No.
Right. So someone will have won this painting, John.
Yes, they will have. Yes, they will have. We're gonna have to do that now. We got over 300 people wanting this one. People are really wanting this one.
Okay, good, because I mean, that's important.
It is important.
And I'll show you the Salvador paints that we're going to be giving away too. So,
what does the MP mean in the title of this one? A monthly photo challenge. We can retitle them after we get done with them. I just have to know which one it is when we go live so I can find it. That's all. All righty. Good observation, though. At least somebody reads the titles.
Yeah, we'll retitle this, you know, been using heavy gloss gels. And we'll definitely retitle this and have fun with it. Hope you guys have had fun with it. So, Ron, first thing we want to know is where they live in the world that won this painting.
Oh, no. First thing we have to know is how many we're going to draw. We have 303.
303, excellent.
And we have to go to random.org to get our number.
Yeah, this is all very fair.
Well, yeah, we get it all legit.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's go back to my list, which is there.
Well, that's what you see stuff you want to do while you're still doing it.
This what?
I say, you know, keep drawing. I'm just seeing a couple things I want to do while you're drawing.
No, I've got it right here. So winner of the painting. Winner of painting. What are you even calling this?
Well, I think it's
A shuttered thing?
shuttered window.
A shuttered window. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's probably what we're calling it.
Winner of a shuttered window is Pat McLaughlin from Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow. Pat, congratulations.
From the PA.
All right, congratulations for winning this. And that's awesome.
And kind of scroll all the way back up for the winner of the Salvador kit. You have a Salvador kit there?
I have a Salvador kit right here.
We're not doing that one, though.
Well, I don't have that other one, so
Oh,
I
it's
guess
not
we
sitting
are.
there anymore?
Yeah.
All right, it's like this one, only you're going to get the one with the smaller tubes with the paintbrushes and the palette and all the good stuff.
Okay, Salvador paint kit is...
This person right here. I got to highlight so I don't forget who it is. And they are from... Oh, Texas.
Oh, Texas. I haven't done anything in
Texas
Texas
gal.
in a while.
No.
Somewhere in Texas. We're in Houston, you know, in Tomball, not outside of Houston.
Winner of Salvador paint kit is Darlene Sorrell.
Oh, congratulations, Darlene. You're going to love these. These are fun to, these paints are fun to use. They're great to travel with. And you see that we've been using them for over a year now on the set, on YouTube. When we do our larger paintings, we've been doing the heavy body, you know, our big paint tubes that we don't use these exclusively, but we certainly use them here and they're very nice. And if you just don't want to mix a lot of colors, this is great. You know, you can see all the greens we got today. I mean, all these beautiful greens in this and peaches and what fun colors. So congratulations. So the question I would leave you guys with, and thank our moderators for hanging in there with us. The question I'd like to leave you with is, after watching this, and if you want, wait till the video kind of has a chance to upload, come back and leave us a comment, was now that you've seen the heavy gloss gel and how we do it, are you going to be tempted to try it?
Yeah, good idea.
You know, just, you know, if you're tempted to try it, and did you feel like this was, you know, hope this was beneficial. And again, we didn't try to do this on a piece of canvas, just a piece of thin canvas, because it would pucker it. You need a regular stretch canvas, and we did canvas board so we could mail it easily.
Yeah.
Which is why we did the canvas board.
And who got this? Who won it?
Somebody in Pennsylvania won it.
Well, yeah, Pat. So it's going to be a week before it goes out. So
all right. Well, listen.
Don't expect anytime too soon.
Happy painting. We hope we see more Academy members. Be sure to be sure to share this video with your friends, and let's just have fun this week and paint. And see you soon.
Share them with your enemies too.
And don't forget to catch my daughter, the Art Chirper, tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.